What does it mean to be energy insecure? We might have heard the words food insecure, right? But I would love to hear what you heard from people. Like, what are those stories? And I'm sure people will hear a little bit of their story in that if half of us in the US are experiencing this.
Yeah, such a good question. And I would say that, first of all, I have stories for days, and they're all really like featured in different ways throughout the book. One of the anchor stories in the book is the story of Alicia, who's a mom. She had a work limiting back injury, and she lived in Memphis in public housing. Her experience was one of like an unaffordable bill that had reached the point of like her being on the cusp of a shutoff. And then I met her in the county like energy assistance office where she signed up for help and she was able to avoid a shutoff at that point. But the underlying like conditions that got her there were the fact that she was never really able to pay a full utility bill every month. And in her own personal history, she had lived through a utility shutoff. And again, it wasn't necessarily like her sense of responsibility was more for her children than for herself. And she just felt incredibly bad about the fact that her children had to live without heat, without power, in the dark.